For decades, you were told pick one thing, be the expert, stay in your lane. Accountant for life, teacher for life, coach for life, one skill, one path, and one identity. But what if I told you that era is changing right now and the biggest opportunity of your lifetime is to become more than one thing? Because AI is changing everything. And the people who thrive next are not the ones who do one thing forever, but the ones who know how to learn, to adapt, and to combine skills in ways that a machine never could. Let me tell you a story. I've always been multi skilled. I speak multiple languages. I've worked in different industries. I've coached both in the corporate world and the entrepreneurship space. I've consulted, written, built, and rebuilt my career more than once. But for years, I felt the pressure to be just one thing, to pick a lane, to specialize, and to be the expert in a single box. And every time I tried to fit myself into that box, it felt so uncomfortable. I felt smaller, less creative, and less alive. But here's the truth: my ability to learn new things, to connect the dots across disciplines, and to bring the multilingual, multi skilled perspective, that's always been my superpower. And for the first time in history, the world is finally catching up and embracing it. AI is automating the one skill for life jobs faster than anyone predicted. Bookkeeping, automated. Basic legal research, automated. Copywriting, also automated. Even coding is increasingly automated. If you're clinging to one skill, one title, one identity, you are putting yourself in the crosshairs of automation. But here's the flip side: the people who will thrive are the ones who can learn new things quickly, combine skills in unique ways, adapt to new tools and environments, see connections others can't see, lead, communicate, and create across disciplines. AI can do many things, but it can't yet synthesize, empathize, or innovate across boundaries the way that a multi skilled human can. So, if you want to future proof your career, your business, your life, the most important skill is not to learn a new tool, it's to learn how you learn. If you're able to learn skills, adapt to new environments, and reinvent yourself over and over again, you will always be in demand. And that's where your co-native strengths come in. Your co-native strengths are about how you naturally take action, solve problems, and learn best. There are four areas that you need to learn about yourself, and these you discover when you take the Kolbe-A index. Let me explain what these four areas are. The first one is how do you gather and use information to make decisions? On one end of the spectrum, you naturally simplify, right? You cut to the essentials, you act quickly without needing every detail in place. On the other end of the spectrum, you instinctively research, you qualify, and you gather thorough information before you feel ready to move. Neither is better than the other. The person who moves fast might miss some important nuance. The person who researches deeply might find themselves stuck in analysis paralysis, waiting for the perfect moment that never comes. Knowing where you fall on the spectrum is powerful. It helps you understand when your natural instinct is serving you and when it might be slowing you down or rushing you past something important. Let me give you an example. So you're considering a new business offer. You might say, sounds good, let's go, right? Because instinctively within the first conversation, you get a feel that you can make that decision quickly. Or you will want to have the contract in place, more data, the track record, and probably a follow up call before you feel right about saying yes. Neither is best. You just have to know which one you will tend to be. The second question is, how do you handle risk, change, and improvisation? Some people are energized by the unknown. They love a blank canvas. They thrive under pressure and they get their best ideas when things are moving fast and nothing is certain. Others feel most alive when they can prevent chaos, they can stabilize what exists already, and build on what's already proven to work. Again, no hierarchy here, right? The person who thrives on improvisation, like me, will bring innovation and momentum, but they can sometimes create chaos or leave things unfinished. The person who stabilizes and protects and keeps things grounded is the other person, but they may resist change, even when change is exactly what is needed. This one shows up a lot in how you feel about deadlines, new ideas, and pivots. Okay, let me give you an example. So a new opportunity comes on your lap within 48-hour windows, and one person will rush and they will feel this excitement and say yes before they've thought it through. But another person will feel immediate resistance, not because that they're fearful, okay? It's just that their instinct is to test, to refine, to protect what's already working. Which one are you? All right, the third question is, how do you build structure and follow things through? This one is about systems and routines and how you move from start to finish. On one end, you'll have someone who's naturally a systems thinker. You build processes, you love organization, and you feel most productive when things flow in a logical, repeatable sequence. On the other hand, you will have someone who is more fluid. You can hold multiple threads at once. You can adapt on the go, and you find rigid systems more stifling than helpful. The highly structured person is going to bring consistency and order, but can become inflexible when things need to shift. The fluid person brings adaptability and creativity, but they may struggle to maintain follow through on long term projects without external structure. Say you're launching a new program, and a high follow through person will map out every single step, build the workflow, and feel genuinely unsettled if something is out of order. But then a low follow through person will have three tabs open at the same time, be running two projects simultaneously, and figure out the process as they go along. Often they do it really well. Again, there's no right or wrong. It's about you understanding how you're wired. And when you know when you're wired, you can make decisions based on that. Okay, number four is, how do you work with the physical and tangible world? This is one that surprises people a lot because it's about whether you naturally learn, think, and create through physical hands on experience, or whether your instinct is more conceptual and visionary. So, on one end, you need to build it, you need to touch it, you need to be in the room, use real materials, right? You think through your hands. On the other hand, you will have the person who lives comfortably in ideas, models, and the abstract. You don't need a prototype to understand how something works. You can hold it in your mind, in your imagination, and you're fine. Neither is more intelligent or more creative than the other. The hands on person builds things that last and has an instinctive sense of quality and craft. And the visionary can move and communicate complex ideas without needing the physical to anchor them. So, an example here is, you've got two coaches and they are developing a new workshop, for example. And one immediately wants to sketch it out on paper and mock up the slides and walk through the room layout, or minute by minute what is going to be said. And the other is perfectly happy designing the whole experience in their head and talking it through on their voice note. And that's just as real to them. Knowing your 𝐄𝐍 index profile is like having a user manual for your brain. It tells you how to approach new skills, new tools, new opportunities in a way that works specifically for you. So if you haven't taken the 𝐄𝐍 index yet, I highly recommend that you do it. And I'm going to link it in the comments below. It's one of the most powerful investments that you can make in your adaptability, and that will future-proof, again, your life, like I mentioned before. So here's my message to you, and it's urgent. You have permission to be multi-skilled. You have permission to explore. You have permission to be more than one thing. The world is changing. The old advice, pick one thing and do it forever, is not, it's just so outdated, and that is dangerous. The new safety is in your ability to learn, to adapt, to combine skills in ways that are uniquely yours. If you've ever felt too much, too scattered, too not focused enough, this is your time. The world needs multi-hyphenate, multi-skilled, multilingual thinkers and doers more than ever. This is not a someday thing. It's a right now thing, okay? The pace of change is only accelerating, and the people who wait for permission, who wait to be told what to do, who wait for the right skill to learn, will be left behind. You don't have to have it all worked out. You just have to get started. So here's what I want you to do. Number one, take the 𝐄𝐍 index. Again, the link is below. Discover your unique learning style. Make a list of all the skills you already have, not just the ones that you have on your resume, but languages, hobbies, side hustles, side projects, life experiences. Pick one new skill to explore this month just because you can. And by the way, if you do not speak another language, I really do recommend that you get to this straight away because it's going to help you in so many ways. And share in the comments what's one skill that you've always wanted to learn or combine with what you already do and you've decided to do now. You are not too much. You're not scattered. You're exactly what this new world needs. Drop multi in the comments if you're ready to embrace your multi skilled self, and I'll send you my favorite resources for thriving in the age of AI. I'll see you in the next one.